Good afternoon, dear colleagues. We continue our working day, and now I give the floor to Presidential Administration spokesman on the ETO-related issues, Colonel Andriy Lysenko. Good afternoon, dear colleagues, and now the events in the ETO area during the last 24 hours. In Lugansk area, ceasefire continues. In Donetsk area, the enemy was active in Donetsk airport and near Putilivska mine. The enemy used 82mm mortar, and also the militants carried out armed provocations along the line of contact from Avdiivka to Pisky. The enemy violated ceasefire in Zaitsevo, Novgorodsk, and Svetlodarsk Balch. It was calm. In Mariupol area, the enemy violated ceasefire in Maryanka with small arms and grenade launcher. Also, militants used a 120mm mortar that was deployed in Dzerzhinska village in Novazovsk region. During the last 24 hours, in the result of the military actions, no Ukrainian serviceman was killed, one was wounded in Maryanka. Ukrainian engineers work at the line of confrontation, and they deactivate dangerous explosive devices. Demining is one of the most important elements in restoration of peaceful life after the territories in the east are freed. From the start of ETO operation, field engineers cleared more than 5,000 hectares and deactivated 49,000 mines and self-made explosive devices, demined 80 facilities and cleared 1,000 kilometers of roads and railways. In the course of special operation in Popasna, they detained a militant from Ghost gang formation, and he was recruited in July 2014. He served a checkpoint, and during the advance of Ukrainian troops, he fled to Russia, and he hid there until September last year. And now confessions of the militant. I was recruited in a Ghost battalion headed by Mozgovoy. And periodically, he went to our unit and he spoke with the militants who fought at the front line with the Ukrainian servicemen. And in the military units, there were some professionals in Russian uniform. And they were brutal with locals and ignored their needs. And I served at checkpoints there. I had a carabine rifle, and my tasks were to check documents. The commander was Liz. He was local. And when bombing started, I left arms at checkpoint and went to Russia. Then I came back in Ukraine here after half a year of being in Russia, and I returned home, and I got disillusioned in Russian world, and I want peace in our country. One more militant was detained in Donetsk, who in 2014 served in a gang headed by a person nicknamed Turkmen. And the police in Donetsk confiscated illegal weapons from civilians. And in Konstantinovka, the police officers, they investigated 2 crimes and detained armed traders, and there were Kalashnikov gun and 5 cartridges, and this belonged to a friend of the detained who was a militant. In Avdiivka, they confiscated grenade F1 and 600 cartridges. Local residents understand the danger of arms and explosives held in residential areas and provide this information to police. Ukrainian servicemen help civilians at the front line. Officers of Civil and Military Cooperation Group visited children in Luganshina whose parents died and went missing in ATO area. The servicemen brought presents, sweets, and now it is a good tradition. Because servicemen, they conducted such events on the eve of the 1st of September and the St. Nicholas Day. 11 trucks went through Novotroitsk checkpoint with humanitarian aid from the International Committee of Red Cross. That's all for now. If you have questions or comments, please. Dear colleagues, do you have questions or comments? If there's no comments or questions, thank you, Andriy. And this is the end of the press conference, and the next press briefing is at 1 p.m.